Even if you have the worst case of Rosie O'Donnell TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, there is absolutely no way that you can look at this and not go, holy mackerel. He's even going against the very same plan initiative during 2020, Operation Warp Speed, that was under his presidency. He's going after Big Pharma. He's going after Pfizer. Now, I'm going to share with you the exact statement. I'm going to share with you the reactions. I'm going to share with you the implications. I've got my trusty outline. I'm also going to share with you some really key, crucial clips from different epidemiologists and medical practitioners in the field and what they think of this. And I just want to caveat everything by saying I'm going to be using very, very kind of, let's just say, online friendly language so that you guys can see this video. As a matter of fact, if you're here right now, you can see this video, just type in the comments right now here, just so I know that I'm not wasting my time. They might have already deleted this video and taken this video down. So tap the thumbs up and share this out. Yes, here is the truth. President Trump is going after Big Pharma. Check out this statement. Okay, so Trump just posted this today, and I'm going to read it to you, and we're going to go over this together step by step. It is very important, Trump says, that the drug companies justify the success of their C-19. That's kind of the terminology I'm going to use, just so you guys can see this video. DRUGS. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree, exclamation point. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer, and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? This is just an excellent question. It's absolutely true. They go off to the next quote unquote hunt and let everybody rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and the CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of the drug companies' C-19 work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or the other. I hope Operation Warp Speed was as, quote, brilliant, end quote, as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter. I love how he always signs his amazing post, President Donald J. Trump. And I just want to share this really quickly. This is from Dr. Mary Talley Bowden, who is a medical practitioner who has faced unbelievable pushback, criticism, scrutiny, unbelievably suppressed, censored free speech. She has come out time and time again. She was on the Joe Rogan show. She just posted this after Trump posted that amazing announcement saying, "This makes me want to cry. Thank you, President of the United States. Finally." By the way, everybody follow me on X. I post a lot of stuff on X that I can't post anywhere else. It's literally the last bastion of free speech on the internet. It's not a great place for video. So where you're watching this video right now, YouTube, Rumble, these are still the best places for video, specifically YouTube, as far as distribution, reach, and impact. But I post a lot of data, research, thoughts, comments, opinions, a lot of stuff on X. So make sure you follow me on X. But the fact that Dr. Bowden said this, I think, speaks absolute volumes. So what did he exactly say right there? And also, I just want to say this really quickly. If you're somebody who's had the C-19 jab before, let me know in the comments. Let me know how many. And you don't have to even use the verbiage, Rona, C-19, whatever. Just say 1, 2, 3, or never. I would love to hear from you. I'm just kind of curious. And if there's any instances or any experiences that you have gone through, or you know somebody that have gone through, I would love to hear from you. There's like literally no doubt. It's impossible to, overlook at the very least the amount of young people who have had an exorbitant amount of these types of shots it's impossible to overlook the fact that a lot of these young people have experienced a lot of health complications, some of whom tragically, sadly, have experienced the worst the result you could get, which is being, mortally, injuriously harmed, not here anymore, unalived. So this is what he said. He called for direct, comprehensive transparency on vaccine safety and effectiveness. He referenced Bobby Kennedy Jr., who is the current Health and Human Services Secretary, known for challenging agencies like the CDC and FDA, suggested that vaccine companies and government agencies may be withholding crucial information. And by the way, really quickly, Trump is not saying, and neither is Bobby Kennedy Jr., not saying anti-this, anti-vaccine, anti-C-19 shots. No, just be transparent. This is what won Trump the hearts and minds of America, is his radical transparency. The guy does executive order signings live on national television, international television. He is the king of transparency, which is why he's earned the trust of all of us. He's earned my trust 3 times and a hell of a lot more. So if all this stuff is working, if the efficacy is unquestioned and there's no doubts, why not share that information? And that's what he's calling for. I don't think is that absurd? Is that something outlandish or supernatural to demand? Is it? I mean, let me know in the comments. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I'm quite open to being wrong. I have my whole goal, as I say to my students all the time when I used to teach at the university, my whole goal is never to wag my finger and say, you listen to me, I'm your professor. The whole goal, the whole bottom line, the apex of everything is that we come together, we understand each other, and we get to the bottom of what the truth is. Whether it comes from this guy, that guy, me, a student, a 4-year-old, a 90-year-old, a 40-year-old, doesn't matter what package, what the vehicle is. The truth is the truth, and the truth is eternal. It's not good on Friday, bad on Sunday. It's not, well, it used to work in 1985, but not anymore. The truth is eternal. The truth is the truth then. The truth is the truth now. Operation Warp Speed, then and now. So this is what Operation Warp Speed was, which I think is so categorically revolutionary of Trump to say this, because he's questioning his own initiative. A public-private partnership under Trump's presidency. The goal was to deliver safe and effective vaccines in record time. Outcome vaccines were developed and distributed within a year. Trump celebrated this as a historic achievement back then. Now he's questioning whether it was truly successful or if data was concealed. Find me one politician. This isn't Newsom, who all of a sudden, once election time comes, he cares about homelessness. He cares about poverty. He cares about taxes. He cares about mortgage rates. No. This isn't like all of a sudden, out of the blue, Schumer and Pelosi and Obama and Biden and Kamala. They only care. They only want to listen to you, which they don't really do a good job even then, is when it matters most to them. This is a guy who's literally, if this doesn't prove he's got nothing to gain personally, that he is literally here to serve the American people. This is the kind of representation that can have my taxation any day of the week. He's literally questioning his own successful launch of Operation Warp Speed, not for the good of him, because it doesn't make him look good, not for the good of the CDC, not for the good of Big Pharma, RFK Jr., not for the good of anybody, other than let's get to the bottom of what really happened. Is it effective? Is it not? People are getting hurt. Do we need to keep still injecting our citizens with this stuff or not? All for the aim and purpose of the truth. Period. Point blank. That's it. That's why I love this. This is what Trump is asking for, the push for transparency, full release of trial data, side effect reports, and long-term studies, accountability from Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson. This is the only way you're going to get public trust, as it still remains polarized even to this day. And so transparency could reshape how Americans view both the pandemic and the government's response. Political and public reaction. So supporters are applauding Trump. Critics are accusing him of being opportunistic, distancing himself from Warp Speed now that the V's are unpopular with parts of his base. He says it undermines health efforts and risk fueling more skepticism. Social media response, supporters flood Truth Social and X with praise. Critics call it revisionist history and political maneuver. They're consumed with an all consuming, head to toe, hair follicle to toenail hatred of one man. They don't have any accomplishments. They don't have any achievements. They have no strategy. They have no vision. So, of course, they're going to look at this as opportunistic and try to twist the narrative as they do all the time. Wait till you see what I share with you, CBS just recently did with Homeland Secretary Noem in her interview. Wait till you see that. Stick around for that. You're going to love it. Impact on public health narratives could change how the pandemic is remembered. From a story of medical triumph to one of secrecy, profits, and government overreach, it opens the door for RFK Jr. and others to further challenge the CDC, FDA, and NIH. Like they've been doing such a great job. We still have, if it wasn't for Bobby K. Jr., after all these years, we still have elements and ingredients in our food that are banned in every civilized country on planet Earth. And he's trying to get rid of that. So do we really trust these agencies? Don't these agencies need reform, just like the swamp needs to be drained? I think so. May revive debates about vaccine mandates, side effects, and pharmaceutical profits. Looking ahead, what this could mean. Pressure may mount on Pfizer and Moderna to release more data. Congress or Senate hearings could be revived on vaccine oversight. Trump positions himself as the truth seeker who will hold pharma accountable if reelected. Possible ripple effect, public trust in institutions, government, science, and corporations faces another test, as they should. They should face test after test after test. It's the same thing with this whole ridiculous notion that, oh my goodness, if Trump actually arms polling stations and election locations with ICE, people are not going to want to come and vote. Why? If you're on the side of right, if you're doing nothing wrong, then these kinds of tests should mean nothing to you. You should actually welcome them. You should say, test me. Test me. This is what I used to tell my students all the time. Don't believe a word I say. Verify everything in the real world. I'm not just a professor who's never built anything, who's never executed anything, who's never ran anything, who's never worked his butt off. Today is Labor Day as I'm recording this. My very first job was in 1983 in Evansville, Indiana as a paper boy, and I've been working ever since. Happy Labor Day, by the way, to everybody. And so I always say this, I come from the real world. I'm not just somebody who has a piece of paper and says, listen to me, because these institutions deem these pieces of paper more worthy than actual hard elbow grease, real blood work that most Americans do. And so I welcome people questioning me. I welcome this, and you should too, and they should too. So in conclusion, why this matters now, Trump's demand is not just about vaccine. It's about trust, accountability, and power. It also reinforces his America first stance, and that's why we love him. For critics, it's political backtracking. For the public, it forces the question, were we told the truth during the biggest crisis in our entire lifetime? Okay, so I want to share this quick clip from Nicholas Hulscher, who is an epidemiologist who says that their own documents, he calls Pfizer a criminal enterprise, and their own, very own documents reveal they were aware of all of these problems with the C19 solution. Check this out.
So you say something very interesting in one of your articles, because I read your articles on a daily basis. You say that Pfizer actually operates like a criminal enterprise. Can you shed more light on that?
So Pfizer, within 3 months of the COVID-19 injection rollout, they performed a post-authorization study to look for any adverse events. And they actually found 1,223 fatal adverse events from their own shots. And this is in their own internal documents. So that was within 3 months. They did absolutely nothing. They didn't alert anybody. They didn't pull off the dangerous, toxic, and deadly products from the market. They just continued on. And in my opinion, that is most definitely a criminal act. They were hiding and refused to act upon these serious safety signals of death. And if we look in the past, if we look back in the 1950s, the polio cutter vaccine, it killed 10 people. This was a polio vaccine that they were basically giving people polio, and they pulled it off the market after only 10 deaths. So there's that. And then we have the swine flu vaccine. That was a few decades later. They pulled that out off the market after 20 to 50 deaths. If you look at the contrast there's a massive difference. For some reason, all of a sudden, when they have thousands of deaths, they're doing absolutely nothing. And I would call that criminal.
There's no question, there's no doubt that these big pharma companies have a lot to gain. They have a lot of profits and shareholders they need to consider, which is why putting supply on demand, something that has infinite demand, which is one's health, seems pretty ridiculous. And I'm not talking about socialized anything. You guys know me. I'm not into that one bit. But there's something that needs to be done about this. And I think if there's one person who can solve this, it is President Trump, and it is our Health and Human Services Director, Bobby Kennedy Jr. You guys want us to just trust you blindly. You got to share the data. You got to share the information, no matter how harrowing. You have to. One thing we've learned time and time again is when you underestimate the American public, you are the one who will be facing the free fall. Here is just a perfect example. I said stick around. I want to share this with you. ABC, Slopodopoulos, CBS, they've done this so many times. 60 Minutes, Paramount faced a huge lawsuit and had to pay Trump. They haven't learned a damn thing. Watch this clip very carefully of what CBS just did recently, cutting out a portion of this interview with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Watch this.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America, and our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him.
I want us to trust you. That's why I think President Trump is so amazing, is he has gone back to the roots. He has gone back to the foundations, the fundamentals of what makes our country great. I'm going to tell you the truth, and I'm going to show you receipts. I'm going to share with you everything. I'm going to promise you I'm going to close the border, and then the very first day of getting inaugurated, I'm going to initiate that plan into action, not just talk, into action. We now have the greatest, most secure border in the history of the United States of America, which is why I love wearing this shirt right here. By the way, the American people have spoken. This is an original design. Kind of stretched it out here. You can get that in our shop. The link is in the pinned comment and in the description down below. I can't wait to get your thoughts on all of this stuff. What do you think about Trump's huge announcement that he's going after Big Pharma with Bobby Kennedy Jr.? Are you with that, for that, against that? Let me know in the comments down below. Tap that thumbs up as always if you love America, because that helps us get more reach. Even if you're on your TV watching it, you can do it with your TV remote. The mission of our channel is to make common sense go viral. You can help. Leave a comment, share, tap the thumbs up. Check out these videos too coming across the screen just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, God bless you, and God bless the U.S. and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.